Movie club time, take 2. This seems to be a glitch, but we're talking about The Babysitter from 2017, which is available on Netflix. And there seems to be a glitch which we can't seem to figure out. Try again! Whoop, whoop! Hiya, part 2, yeah. Let's try again. Hello? Hello. Oh,
Hello.
Emma.
Ooh, Emma's hallway.
I can't see you still. That's okay, guys.
Oh,
Oh,
how about
It's
you,
fine.
Kasha?
No, I can't see you.
No,
You're black for
I
me.
don't know what it is. There's some weird Instagram glitch that we thought we'd fixed it and we got all excited, and then
Yeah,
it's
it's
happened
come
again.
back.
it's such a shame because Shelley's wearing an amazing babysitter blonde wig.
I look at
Yeah,
exactly
blood
like
everywhere.
Samara Weaving. It's
No.
uncanny. Oh dear! But I have got my little earrings in that Emma got me, which is my little cat
Ooh.
earrings. Yeah, demon cat.
Awesome.
So, so I thought it was very fitting. But thank you guys. I'm sorry you can't see me, but you might be lucky there, really, to be honest.
Want it back.
But we're going to be chatting about The Babysitter from 2017, which is, I think it was bought by Netflix, so it's on Netflix. And yes, so I've been lumbered with babysitting these guys tonight. No, not really. I think they're babysitting me, to be honest. But we've got the wonderful Josh and Emma, the brilliant movie club co-hosts, and our special guest is the very special Kasha from
Hello.
Horror Sickness.
Yes.
And Kasha's got a brilliant YouTube channel.
Oh, thank
You do movie
you.
reviews, book reviews, everything. And yeah, I'm a huge fan. I try and watch as much as I can.
Very good.
Yeah, and Kasha's been on our chat a few times, so you know the drill, Kasha. You know the drill. Oh, Karen said those earrings are so cute and so cherry. Yeah, I think that's why Emma got them, because they look like cherry. Oh, good evening, Dreaming For. Oh, I like that
Ooh.
username. And hi, everyone. Um, who's got the coolest bookcase? Yeah, we've all got bookcases behind us. That's so
Ooh.
true. Oh, I always like nosing. Like when people are talking, sometimes I do have a little nose behind everyone to see what I can see.
All the good stuff is down the bottom, so you're
Oh,
missing
I
out.
see.
Oh, so there will be spoilers ahead.
Oh.
Oh, yay! Heads will
Good stuff.
roll. All the good stuff.
Wait, I have it here too. I don't know where,
And
but
No.
me. Here we go.
actually,
Yay!
yeah. I was like, I can pull it out too. Guys, we're here to
Get
discuss
Josh's
the book
book.
now.
Yeah, it's everywhere that.
As you can see, we're a huge fan of Joshua Winning. So there will be spoilers ahead for The Babysitter. So basically, this wild ride is about Cole loves his babysitter, who's called B. She's hot, funny, and popular. And then one night, in a moment of defiance, Cole secretly stays up past his bedtime to discover she's actually a cold-blooded killer who's in league with the devil. So he now must spend the night evading B's band of killers who will stop nothing to prevent Cole from spilling their dark secret. So it's up to Cole to survive the night and maybe like kill a few people along the way. Um, so the screenplay for the film was featured on a 2014, I think, list somewhere, and that on that list it was the most liked unproduced screenplay of that year. So it was actually filmed in 2015, but not released to 2017. So wow, 2015, so that's like 10 years ago. Whoa,
Right.
where's that time gone? So it was intended to play in theatres until Netflix acquired the rights for streaming, and it was released on Friday the 13th. Dun, dun,
Nice.
dun. So my first question, as always, is: was The Babysitter a first-time watch for you, or have you seen it before? What are your memories of first watching it, Josh?
This was the second time I'd seen it. I watched it when it first came out on Netflix, and I loved it. And then I completely forgot it even existed. It just, I just absolutely loved it, and then it was gone. But I didn't remember much about it at all. So going back to watch it a second time, I was really excited because all I could remember was something crazy happens in the living room, but I couldn't tell you what it was. And I was thinking, what on earth could it be? And then even when the film started, no idea what
Oh,
was going to happen.
wow.
So yeah, I love that it's kind of like it starts out with such a John Hughes style film.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of films try to do a John Hughes thing, but I think this one does it exceptionally well, where it really does feel like the main character is sort of like a kid in a grown-up's world,
Mm,
beginning to grow up and kind of trying to figure out what's going on with the world, how it all works. And obviously the fact that it's sort of set mostly in one place
yeah.
in like a finite time period. So yeah, I thought it was great. I loved it just as much the second time, and I'm going to try not to forget it this time.
That's so weird. I wonder what made you like blank it
Yeah.
out. It was the devil, the demon himself.
Yeah.
Oh, how about you, Emma? It was a first time watch for you, right? You've not seen it before.
No, I've never seen it before, and it was the first time watch for me, but I'm completely the opposite to Josh. I didn't love it at all.
No.
So
Oh
I said to my husband, "Oh, no, I'm going to be the Simon Cowell again," and he was like, so,
Do
yeah,
better.
yeah, but I'm interested to know what everybody else thinks. I'm very, very curious to see what everyone thinks. I liked what Josh just said there. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I do. Do you know what? I kind of like it when one of us doesn't like the film because
Mm.
it makes a really interesting contrast, like when we're chatting. So
Yeah.
I kind of like it when one of us doesn't like it, to be honest. How about you, Kasha? You've seen it before, haven't you?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out, and it was funny because I had somebody over. It was actually a coworker that couldn't go back home because there were no trains. So I was like, just come home, sleep at my place. And she was not really into horror, so we picked that movie thinking it was going to be fun. It was a little bit bloodier than I would have anticipated. So I hope she's not traumatized from it. So the rewatch was I rewatched it this Friday with my partner because he had not seen the movie, which is a common theme in this house because I've seen too much. And basically, when we watch a horror movie, it's like you pick it because you've seen everything. So he thought it was fun. For me, I had forgotten how silly it is. I remembered certain scenes, but I had forgotten that it's actually a little bit too over the top silly at times. Almost
Mm.
like, the parody to Scream, it's kind of like that at
Oh
times,
yeah,
and that
Yeah.
yeah,
can be a little bit like borderline with me when it comes to horror comedies. But I think, for a watch is fun. It's not a movie I would rewatch all the time though.
yeah.
So I'm kind of in the middle. Yeah.
What we're learning is Kasha brought a real human sacrifice over the first time she
Yes.
watched it.
She was the horror virgin, and she was there for a purpose.
Or was she
Oh,
scared of needles?
oh, well, for me, this was a rewatch. I can't remember when I first watched it. It wasn't when it first came out. It must have been a couple of years after. And I just thought, what a bonkers film! Like it's just like so wild and
Yeah.
ridiculous. And yeah, I kind of was. I liked it the first time, and I knew what I was going into this time. So I think for me, I enjoyed the comedy elements a little bit more because I wasn't thinking because I didn't know much about it the first time I watched it. I was just like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and then watched it. And then this time, I knew what I was getting,
Yeah.
basically.
Definitely makes
And
a difference, I reckon. I was like,
you never know, Emma. Second time rewatch.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh dear. Melina said it was a first time watch for her. What a bonkers film.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and I'm really proud of Karen. Now, Karen always she joins in on our chats, but she never really watches because she doesn't really like
Mm.
horror films and stuff. But Karen watched this
I know,
one, and I didn't
Yay.
have to entice
Oh.
Karen. Yeah,
Well done,
well
Karen.
Karen.
Welcome to the fold.
So Karen said this was a first time watch for me and my new excuse for why my lounge is a mess should anyone drop by unexpectedly. Oh, I was just summoning demons. Don't mind the mess. But Karen said I liked it though, as it wasn't totally horrifying. So it was just the right
Mm.
amount of horror for Karen. Karen said I needed the OTT silly to survive it. It's a movie for all us scaredy cats. Oh, I love
Uh,
that. Sharon said it's a good film for horror newbies as it's not scary at all. So yeah, like Kasha was saying, you know, human sacrifice comes to your house, show them this film. Yeah, all good. So obviously the start of the film, as Josh mentioned, we start off by establishing Cole's character, and I think he's meant to be 12 years old, I believe. So he's on the cusp of like child moving into teen and all that comes with that and all that angst and stuff. So his parents kind of still treat him like a kid, and they're a bit unsure how to tread around him. I think that's what I feel anyway. They don't really know, but they still treat him like a kid. And he's bullied at school and things. So what did you think of Cole and how the character was played, Emma?
well, as someone who's got teenagers, and you know, I'm thinking of my kids at 12. I know different generationally, probably, because when was it? 2015.
Yeah.
So they would have been younger. I thought he was 14 until he said he was 12. And then I was like, shock horror at what he was watching at 12. Then I remembered what I was watching at 12. I thought, maybe not then. Yeah, I thought the actor did very well.
Yeah.
I thought he was a good little actor. But yeah, I definitely thought he was older than 12 because of the themes around what the babysitter was saying to him. I was like, maybe not, love. That is a genuine child.
Yeah, like now I think about it, like that is quite young for some of the things she was
Yeah,
saying.
you know, not even quite into the young adult, still in the 9 to 12 books, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh. Yeah, but I thought he was a good little actor, yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Kasha? What did you think of Cole?
I liked him as a character because I think he's the only one that has the best character arc, because the
Yeah.
rest are kind of very much like in a box characters that have certain things they can do and say, and that's about it. So I think he had the opportunity to show more emotion in between the blood and the jokes than the rest, because this movie is basically his coming of age story. He
Yeah.
realizes that being himself is fine. He shouldn't be scared of certain things. And, you know, he has to basically grow up overnight if he wants to survive.
Yeah.
So he's basically his growing up story. But I do agree that at the beginning I thought he was 14, because the bully Jeremy says, I think he's 14, he's talking, he made out with a girl that was 16. So I was like, okay, if he's the bully, then they're both 14, you know?
Yeah.
Like my brain assumed that until it was brought up that he was 12, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
okay then. But yeah, I also agree that the conversations were a little bit, I mean, the script in itself is not exactly realistic. You wouldn't talk like that to people, but
It's
yeah.
meant to be like that over the top, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
kind of dialogue, I guess, to like get you through the rest of the film, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree with that. He did come across older, and the actor playing him was really good as well. How about you, Josh?
Yeah, I've just looked it up, and Judah Lewis, who played him, he was 15, 16 when he played the character, so that kind of makes sense that he seemed a bit older than
Yeah.
he actually was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought he was 14 because of what the bully said. And then
Yeah.
when he said he was 12, I was like, no, you're not.
Lying.
Yeah.
Unless it was just like an error, like you know, like a script
Maybe.
error or something,
Yeah.
you know, and that he was meant to be 14.
Yeah.
Mm.
I liked him. Yeah, he was sweet. I liked his line when he said, I want to feel normal, but I just feel weird most of the time. I feel like a lot of people could relate to that.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. I loved their relationship. I
Mm.
thought he did a really good job of like being just freaked out enough while also
Mm.
having the sort of like the practical mind in order to deal with this situation. Like obviously very Kevin McAllister in Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
but he knew how to fight back because geeks are resourceful. Geeks know stuff and they have stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so I liked that about him. I liked that he remembered that the knife went in the dishwasher, things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that
so
scene though. That
brilliant.
scene where he's thinking like, where's the knife? Where's the knife? And then you get that cut scene to the parents, and she's just like under the
Yes.
bed. Oh, don't put the knife in the dishwasher. It goes in the chopping block.
Yeah.
You got to clean it.
Classic.
That's interesting.
Oh, that was such a good scene. But I loved his character arc as well, like Kasha said as well. Like you just see him grow and learn, and you know what a way to learn.
And
in
learn
one
fast.
in one night. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. RJ Bland said, yeah, it's not really a horror film, more of a black comedy thriller. Yeah, definitely. And Andrea said, I was wondering if this is a movie for YA viewers. Yeah, that's interesting. I
Mm,
think definitely, like for a horror newbie just going into horror,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, definitely. Karen said, was Cole's mum the girl from the TV show Popular? Oh,
yeah, she
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good spot.
Oh, yeah, she was.
She was
Oh, I didn't
blonde
click that. I
and
knew
popular.
that I recognised her, but I didn't look up where she was from. So Karen watched the second movie as well. But she put, I wanted a third
To the roll.
movie. I know.
Yeah.
I wanted a
Oh.
third movie with the ghost of the kid who they unalived at the start. Oh yeah, so
Oh,
the
Mm,
sacrifice. Yeah. Unalived at the start as his first kiss led to his murder, so he could totes go on a rampage from beyond the grave because of that trauma. Yeah.
yeah.
Sharon said, did anyone think it was weird a 12-year-old needed a babysitter? I was babysitting younger than that. Yeah, I think that was just his parents not being able to let go,
mm,
personally.
What is the
That
age
was
of
my
being able
feeling.
to? I don't think you're supposed to leave them at home overnight if they're 12. I think he does need one because I think it's
Oh,
just because I had to work this out for my own kids when I
yeah.
wanted to go away. I was like, they're mature enough, but is it legal? And, can I leave them and go away for 2 nights? So, yeah, I think you have to be older than that. But yeah, there is I think it
Ah,
might be illegal to leave them at 12 overnight. I think you can leave them
yeah,
for a few hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Melina put, I've worked with some pretty wise and mature 12-year-olds though. Yeah, that's true. Could have
Yeah, yeah.
been just mature.
different.
Yeah. But yeah, but it's definitely matured by the end of the film.
I wouldn't want to be left on my own at 12. I would have been too scared. I would have
Oh, would
I get
you?
freaked out now and I'm,
Oh,
not 12.
Oh, oh, Joshy.
I understand.
What's that noise?
Mind you, I do. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like sometimes, because I'll be honest. Like I'm rarely in the house on my own. Like because there's always someone here, and like when I am, like and like there's no music on or TV, and you just hear like a drip or something going on. You think, oh, it does. Yeah, it does. It is a bit
Yeah.
freaky. Sharon said no laws in the 70s, 80s, so I'm out the loop. Yeah.
It's true.
Karen said there's no actual child laws. It depends on the maturity of the child. I had to look this up for
Oh.
another book club this week. Oh,
Right. That might have
interesting.
changed then because I definitely looked it up before I went
Yeah.
away, and it was like, I don't know if there is actually a law against it, but it's maybe it was frowned upon to do it. I don't know. But I
Yeah.
sought guidance. I remember that much.
Oh. Oh dear. So as Josh mentioned, we see the super cool friendship between like Cole and B, who's his babysitter, and how this has developed obviously over some time. So was the friendship between them like believable, like before we find out obviously the underlying reasons of what's going on? So did it come across believable, their friendship, Emma?
Yeah, I think it did. I think, yeah, I do. I do think it was believable. Although in some places it was like when she was saying, "I'd rather be hanging out with you," I was like, "Would you though?"
Yeah.
You know, would you rather be hanging out with a 12-year-old though? Because you know she's a young woman. What would
Mm,
you? Yeah, it's bizarre. So I thought there's then obviously then I knew there was something up because why does she rather be hanging out with him?
yeah.
What's he got with secret? But yeah, I did. I thought that it was believable. When I was younger, I was a babysitter for children, and we got on famously. I play computer games together. My cousins I used to babysit. They're 10 years younger than me, and we used to watch movies and just play on the computer games. And then their friends would come over and they would play, and we'd cook them some dinner. So yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't say inappropriate things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a general connection was
Was
genuine, yeah.
so would you go swimming wearing a bikini?
No,
It's a bit
Mhm.
that was a bit weird, I thought. Like, where's your swimsuit?
no,
Oh.
definitely not.
Oh, how about you, Josh? Did you like their friendship? Was it believable to you?
I thought it was believable within the Hollywood universe. You know, I think in real
Mm,
life you'd be a bit like, okay, like how well do they actually know her? You know, if she had
mm,
been like Emma said, like a cousin who had known
mm,
Yeah,
him since he was a baby and stuff, you probably would be like, okay, they've got a really strong bond.
mm.
Um, but you don't really know how long she's actually known him. I would assume it isn't that long.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah.
so I felt like it worked within the framework of this is just a story kind of
Mm,
thing. And I think that they kind of lucked out with the actor who played Cole because he's kind of like that age where she is a fantasy figure, but she's kind of like a mystery as well. He's not sort
mm,
of like overtly lusting after her.
yeah.
He's just sort of like intrigued by her in quite a sweet kind of way.
Mm,
Um, so in some ways, the age kind of does work
yeah.
in the favor of the portrayal of their relationship, but I
Yeah.
think in reality, it might be viewed as quite strange.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It doesn't come across like creepy the
No.
way that like even like in that car scene, like obviously when she leans over to get something out of the back, like you just get that moment, but it doesn't come across like creepy. It just feels like, you know, child adolescence kind of thing.
Hmm.
They did do that quite well. How about you, Kasha? Did you like their relationship? Was it believable, their friendship?
Well, what I thought is like, this is too good to be true. Like, it's one of those moments where if it looks too good to be true, probably is.
Mm,
yeah,
I felt like the actors had good chemistry, and you could see that they
yeah.
were really good pair together. But as babysitter and like the kid that she was taking care of, I thought it was too perfect. I don't know.
Mm,
It just felt like unrealistic in a way. Like, yeah, of course, with your babysitter, you would watch movies and you would maybe watch the same movie every time because kids, I mean, he's already a teenager, but they like to watch the same movie over and over again. So it's normal that they know the lines and all
yeah.
of that. But I thought it was a little bit over the top, like the rest of the movie. So, like at the beginning, I was believing it when she first comes and defends him from the bullies and be like, yeah, peace off, whatever.
Mm,
And when she starts driving home and they have this awkward conversation, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to not feel this vibe anymore. Like, I don't know. It was not believable, but I think the chemistry between the actors worked really well.
yeah.
yes, I
So
do.
that was my take on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love that whole projector scene, like
Oh
where they're
yeah.
Yeah.
sitting outside, and there's like so much mist and all
Yeah.
that, and then they're reciting the lines. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
I do
like
like
their
that setup.
EQ.
Yeah.
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 Oh
Yeah.
yeah, their little
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing. Oh,
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then at the end, at the end he matured and he didn't do it back to
You
her.
should have done that.
You're not a good parent.
Yeah, should have done. Yeah,
Should have
definitely. Andrea said, "I love how Max, the quarterback, was rooting for Cole." Yeah, that whole
done. Yeah, that's
scene.
hilarious.
Yeah, where he's kind of chasing Cole, isn't he? And then he kind of like the bully's throwing eggs at the house, and he's like, "You go stand up to him," and then he like puts everything on pause, and straight away after he just goes chasing after him again. I thought that was quite cute. Karen said she would rather hang out with him as it served her plan to hasten her deal with the devil. Yes. And Karen said, question, does the devil only use pretty blonde young girls as their chess pieces?
Yeah, because no one will suspect.
Yeah.
I got
Very
the
true.
feeling though that because she kind of said, I'm finally who I want to be. So I got the impression that maybe she was a bit of a nerd before she did the whole pact with the devil.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe she only looks like that fantasy figure because of some kind of deal that she's made with the devil. That's kind of what I took from
good
it.
spot,
But
Josh. Yeah,
never,
maybe.
never looked into though. None of the backstories. None of the
No.
backstories of the friends. None of her backstory. Just that she sweeps in and out of towns.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of left, aren't you, Josh, to kind of make it up for yourself.
Yeah. I'm happy for that if you get a film that's only an hour 25 minutes, because I would prefer to have a shorter film than a great long dive into,
Yeah.
backstory stuff.
Yeah.
That's my
No,
personal.
definitely.
But we didn't know what any of them were doing, did we? Like, we were not told where any of them came from. They were just thrust upon us. Did anyone catch anything about them, why they were there, or who they were, or
The
anything?
only thing I caught was the cheerleader character played by Bella Thorne, isn't it? Hi, Georgia. I only caught that she was doing it because she wanted to get what she wants, which was to be a journalist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I kind of caught was she was doing it. But obviously, Bea must have shared her plan with all of those people that were there. Well, obviously she did because they did the ritual, but she must have trusted them enough to share the plan with them. So they all must have wanted something pretty badly. Definitely.
For me, they were just pawns. I think she was just using them. I don't think they had she really cared about them. Like, she was ready to sacrifice everybody but herself.
Yeah.
And Bella Thorne's character was supposed to play a journalist at school, and the Asian girl was supposed to play the cheerleader, but they changed it up because they had done the stereotypes a bit too over the top. I think Max was supposed to have dreadlocks or whatever, so they decided to change the characters, but they still gave Allison, who is the cheerleader, the backstory of the journalism, just as a nod to what her character was supposed to be in the beginning. That's what I read, so that's why.
Oh, love that. Yeah, that's good. So talking about the friends then, so it was quite like the characters all kind of are like stereotypes, like you mentioned, of like slasher movie victims essentially. But only in this film they're like the antagonists. So did you think the switch of making these stereotypes the bad people like a good thing? Did you enjoy that kind of switch? Kasha?
I mean, I like that it's not a bunch of teenagers that meet to drink. Normally the babysitter would invite her boyfriend or her friends to have a party when she has the house to herself. And instead of having a psychopath kind of trying to get into the house, basically the psychopaths are the teenagers and they are the danger, instead of having like an outsider coming for them. So I did like that kind of flip of the story a little bit of the babysitter.
Yeah.
Because normally when you have a babysitter horror movie, it's always the babysitter that's in danger, somebody's coming for her. Or the kid is evil, but it's never the babysitter.
Yeah, that's so true.
So I like that it was a little bit different in that regard. And the characters were just so flat. They were just like, you're the cheerleader, you're dumb. You are the jock, you need to take your t-shirt off. Like, there's no reason for it. No reason. Like, the cheerleader says, have you seen him? That's the reason why he took off the t-shirt,
Yeah.
So, like, So they did not care about being too stereotypical at all because that's what
Yeah.
they were going for. And I think that's because they were the expendables, you know, because I think they were pawns. I think B just needed people to get to her, like to finish her
Yeah.
plan. She just picked them because they wanted something bad enough to commit murder, but they were just pawns in the game. I don't think she even cared if they got what they wanted or
Yeah.
not. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah, so in the end, they ended up being the stereotypical victims that we're used to, like in a
yeah,
slasher film. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool. How about you, Josh? Did you like the other characters and how stereotypical they were?
Yeah, I completely agree with Kasha. I think that it's fun. Those tropes, those character tropes, are so recognizable that you can sort of like imbue them with your own idea of who they are, give them your own sort of backstory.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I thought that was it just worked for me because it wasn't a particularly deep psychological film.
Yeah.
So, it's a very colorful, stylish, energetic kind of story. So
Mm,
almost like cartoonish, I guess.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it almost worked in making it kind of a live action cartoon in a way where, the characters are the clothes that they're wearing, how everyone in The Simpsons
Mm,
always wears the same clothes and everyone in Bob's Burgers always wears the same clothes. And you don't really notice because it's just what they wear. Their clothes are their character.
yeah.
So I guess maybe that's kind of what they were going for here was, well, that is just the cheerleader and that's it. You know what a
Yeah.
cheerleader is, you know what they're like,
Yeah.
carry
Because
on.
Mhm.
I think they do comment like, "Oh, why are you in your cheerleading outfit?" And
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
something like that. Like, why have you got no top on? Yeah, like Kasha said.
I just think it would have been more confusing if they were like regular people. You would kind of be like, well, who are they? Then what are they actually
Mm,
doing here? You'd ask more questions than
hmm
actually the characters sort of necessitated, I guess.
hmm
yeah, yeah. Oh,
hmm
and the poor little sacrifice. Oh, bless him.
Oh, I know.
He was so excited.
That was like
But
devil
you know, I feel
horns, wasn't
like
it? Very devil
Yeah.
horny.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like that should be something that pops to people. Like, there's a reason why he's there. He doesn't fit. If you
Mm,
take a look at everybody else, he doesn't fit in the room. So why is he invited here? Normally, it's to make fun of him, to prank him, to kill
mm,
him.
Yeah,
Like, there has to be a reason. That guy was there, but he
yeah.
didn't belong. So it was
totally.
like the piece that was standing out. So I was like, something's gonna happen to this guy because
But in some ways, he would maybe have been the final girl character because he was kind of like the wallflower, nerdy kind of
yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you would expect him maybe to be the survivor rather than
yeah,
the first
yeah,
victim.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Fair.
How about you, Emma? What do you think of the other characters?
Um, I well, I'm with Kasha that they were just kind of there to be killed off. I don't know what happened to one of the guys. He was like getting blood sprayed all over him, and I don't know if I missed where he went. Like
He
it
fell.
was in
He
my mouth,
fell.
it's everywhere, and I don't. Where did he go? Who
Did he
killed him? I couldn't.
fall? Did he slip on
He
the
fell
He
over.
fell
car
from
and
the
fell?
banister. Yeah,
Oh yeah, he
the
slipped on
cold
the
kind of
car.
pushed
That was it.
him. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought he was going to come back out because he fell, but I didn't really see that he was
Yeah,
that
it's like
dead. Maybe he'd come back.
Uh,
Oh, okay. Oh,
uh,
that's right
Didn't
for his
see
neck.
him.
yeah,
Gee, there you
something
go. I
Didn't
didn't
see
even
him as
notice.
that dead.
confirm the
Oh,
kill. Confirm the kill.
dead. He can come back. But I felt he was
and
quite a
anybody
fun.
can come back. It's a horror movie.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly.
Didn't she say that he'd hit the artery or something? So he was like
Ah,
he bled
okay. I
out.
must have missed that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought he was quite fun.
Yeah.
And I felt it was a shame that he wasn't utilised a bit more because I would have liked to
Mm.
see more of him. I felt he was funny because I
Yeah.
didn't think it was particularly funny. Like I think Scary Movie's funny, Shaun of the Dead is funny, and Shaun of the Dead is quite deep as well as being funny.
Mm,
And the storylines, really well set out, and they're just going to the pub. Like it's a very simple. We just want to get to the pub, but it was very well thought out and clicked on my emotions a little bit, whereas Scary Movie is just completely ridiculous, and that's what I thought they were going for here, but
mm,
it didn't quite capture me in the same way.
Mhm.
But like the characters didn't these characters didn't quite capture me in the same way as the other ones, even though there was a lot of pop culture references, same as Scary
Mhm.
Movie.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't get that same pull of comedy that I was expecting to get. But what I really wanted from her, I knew that something was wrong with her. Obviously, we get that set up that why is she so friendly with this kid?
Mm.
And we knew that she was going to be doing something, and we knew it wasn't going to be what the kids were talking about on the text messaging. But I really was hoping that the bullies might be egging the house, because I didn't know what the point was, really. I know to tell his story and kind of build up that he's a wimp and a geek and now he's this action guy, the Cole. But I was like, well, it would have been good to pull them in a little bit more, because they're just kind of in the background there. And I thought they were going to come and try and really, really do something mean to him. And then she was going to go psycho and just start killing all the kids.
Yeah.
This is going really dark. But no, I didn't. But still, yeah, I did like that they weren't, the typical, that they did try to do something a bit different with it. Than what the usual is.
Yeah. Oh, I want Emma's rewrite. That would have been cool.
You only want it because there'd be more blood, Shelley.
More blood. Oh dear. I did love the guy who had the blood just all spurted in his face. He's like, so they're trying to get the blood out of the sacrifice, and he's like, well, there's something wrong my side. Mine's broke. Like, that would happen to me. That would so happen to me. Yeah, exactly. You can just picture it, can't you? Yeah, that would happen to me, definitely. But I did like that scene. I thought it was funny. Karen said, I love that. Like, an earlier deal was made, to what Kasha was saying, an earlier deal was made just for her to be young and hot. So maybe she was originally an old crone going after her youth. Yeah, definitely. Andrea said, when the movie starts, you do not know where the story's going. You meet the gang of Cole's bullies, and you wonder if this is going the route of let's go play at the Adams. Yes. And didn't expect the turn the turn the story took. Yeah, definitely. Melina said, I agree, Josh, it did feel a bit like a live action cartoon. Yeah, because they were very much like Scooby-Doo characters. Really, yeah, definitely. Karen said, having been
for me it felt like no, sorry.
Go on, Kasha. No, go on.
I was going to say, for me, because you were talking about the cartoon, for me it felt like a video game. Like Cole was fighting the bad guys until he was gonna get to the boss queen.
Yeah.
Because also the kind of like funky letters that were popping up on the screen, it just felt like a video game in a way. Like, okay, he has to fight all of these people and then get to the queen and also get rid of her. Like, it felt like a video game kind of pacing, on the story.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't know whether that was a bit of a tie into, they talk about that intergalactic thing
Dream
that they were
team.
talking about, Dream Team, yeah. So I didn't know whether that was a bit of a nod to that, but it felt a bit like Kill Bill to me, the way that it came out, like, like on the screen.
Pocket, knife.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought, like, I maybe thought it was linked to that Dream Team kind of thing, but wasn't sure. Karen said, having been a cheerleader, the uniform was sacred, so there's no way a cheerleader would wear her kit to a satanic ritual unalive session. She'd have worn her gym uniform, not her performance kit. Oh. Oh dear.
She's a fraud.
Oh, so obviously we need to talk about the brilliant, and I always say a name wrong, I think. Is it Samara Weaving? Am I saying that correctly? We'll go with it, yeah?
I thought it was Samara, but...
I think it's Samara, yeah.
Is it Samara? I always say it
wrong
every time. Yeah. So
Samara.
obviously Samara. Obviously we watched Ready or Not, and we loved her in that, and she was also in Scream 7?
6.
Oh, 6, is it?
And yes, the opening only.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh, have we not had Scream
7
7
yet?
yet?
They're making it right now. They started filming like last week.
I'm getting confused.
Shelley?
I'm projecting that she'll be back. Well, if you see it, she'll be. Anyway.
Not Shelley spoiling movies.
if you haven't seen it by now, then you
It's
know.
on Netflix.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
fair,
watch it.
fair.
It's fine.
But she's literally a born horror scream queen, in my opinion. And I did see a quote online in relation to the film saying that McG, so that's the producer or director or something, McG's hilarious and gruesome occult comedy proves Samara Weaving's worth 70 billion times over, turning her into a new genre it girl overnight. This was kind of one of her first steps into horror, I guess. So, do you agree with this? Is she perfect for horror? We want more horror from her, Kasha?
Yeah, I I saw her after that on Ready or Not, which I've rewatched that one multiple times because it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And I also seen her in Azrael, which came out last year, which I also recommend.
Oh,
And
seen
I
that.
think if you watch The Babysitter, maybe not the first time, but when I was rewatching it on Friday, from the very beginning, something is off about her. The way that she is looking, and then she looks evil for like 3 seconds, and she smiles very weird, like for 3 seconds. I think she has the ability to go from deer, hit by the headlights to
Yeah.
like evil green in like seconds. And it works to her advantage in horror because she can be a very like like how do you say? Like you don't know what to expect from her in a way. So I think she works really well for horror because even in Ready or Not, she has to go through a wide range of
Yeah.
emotions. And she starts like this naive girl that is really excited and happy to get married and then ends up, having to fight for her life. And I really like her in horror, but I also would understand if she wants to try other things because I don't think many actors like to be, typecasted all the time. But I think the three movies are very different anyway.
Yeah.
And Azrael is a movie with very little dialogue. And so you can really see how good she is just with facial expressions as well in that film. So
Oh, I'm gonna check that out. I saw Andrea put she's also in Azrael that plays after the day of reckoning. Oh, okay. Interesting. And Shan put Shelley time travelling again, yeah. Tends to happen. Oh, how about you, Josh? I know you're a fan of hers.
Yeah, I really like her.
Yeah.
I actually forgot
Did
she was. I forgot that she was the babysitter. That's how little I remembered anything
Oh
about this film.
wow.
I was like, who
crazy.
played the blonde girl? Oh shit, it's Samara Weaving. Yeah, she's great. I love her. She's funny. She's got grit. She's got like those big eyes that are actually quite sort of disconcerting. Like it's a bit
Yeah.
like, oh, she's looking at me. So yeah, I think she's great. I think yeah, exactly. That's her. That's her right there.
Kasha and Emma couldn't see what I
No.
did then. But I opened my eyes really, really wide.
Maybe if I
Cleared a
use
bit
my
of blood
imagination,
all
it's
that.
worse.
You have nightmares tonight.
Yeah, love
Oh dear.
her.
Yeah. How about you, Emma? Were you a fan of her in this film or preferring Ready or Not, maybe?
I think she's brilliant. I could watch her all day. She's I don't think this for me this film was wasted on her because she's got such a range that I feel like she wasn't given the opportunity to really open up. Like the script didn't give her the opportunity to really open up like I'd have liked.
Yeah.
But she's brilliant. She carries the movie very well, along with the wee boy she plays opposite. Ready or Not is a masterpiece to
Yeah.
me. Is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So this is like apples and oranges, isn't it? This is kind of, as Rob says, you can't really take it too seriously. It's more cartoony than anything, rather than the Ready or Not that was really quite an in-depth script and really quite involved. But I think she could turn her hand to anything. Someone online said she was like a wish version of Margot Robbie, and I really think that's rude because I don't think so at all. I think you could definitely stand right next to Margot Robbie in her acting ability. I love her. And as Josh says, her eyes just do a lot of the, like, she doesn't even have to speak. She just give you a look.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you know exactly what she's transferring to you through the camera, which is a very difficult thing to do, I think. I mean, I can't even take a nice picture. I'm like, so, trying to teach me how to show my happiness through my eyes. And I was like, so, she's very good. I think she did the role really, really well. And for what she was given, what script and dialogue she was given to work with, she did the best with it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And Karen put, I legit thought that she was the gal who played Barbie.
Oh no.
Just because they're both Australian.
This girl loves horror says Ready or Not is amazing. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. I can't wait. They're doing the sequel, right? I can't wait. I hope they do it good. I really hope they don't mess it up.
And is she in it?
Yeah, I believe so. Because it's got such potential. It has got such potential to be a good sequel, I think.
Yes.
As long as they don't mess
I suppose they might play a different game, because in the first one they play hide and seek.
Yeah.
So I guess they'll play something different this time.
But I thought that was the only game that was the bad one. Because everybody was like, there's only one card, you don't worry, you're never going to pull that one, because I think it's only one that it's really the worst.
Maybe they put a second one in, Kasha. Maybe they change it up and put a second one in.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I have faith in that, because I also really enjoyed Abigail, and they did something that they did in Ready or Not in Abigail, and I was there for it.
I haven't seen that yet.
Which is the way people sometimes die, and I love this. It's chef's kiss. So I'm excited.
I need to watch
you need to watch Abigail, please.
I haven't watched it yet. I've got it on my list, and I keep needing to watch it, and then I just so I'm gonna bump that up the list now. Dark Mark Writing said check out Mayhem as well. Oh, okay, I've not seen that either. Karen's laughing because her Barbie comment offending Emma.
I think, they're both great. I love Margot as well.
So there's so many wild scenes in this film, and it just gets wilder as you go along. Do you have a favourite scene in the film, Josh?
I found it difficult actually, because the whole film basically is just one big long chase. But I suppose one of my favourite moments is when the cops show up and they immediately get killed.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the moment when the film kind of goes, anything can happen, guys. Kind of when the cops show up in a film, you expect them to actually do at least a little bit of good, but these guys do nothing whatsoever. They just die.
Yeah.
I mean, they shoot Alison, but she doesn't die, so yeah.
That is funny though. Well, it's not funny because that must have bloody hurt. But that is a funny scene, because she's just it's deflated. I like the way she plays that. I think that was pretty cool. How about you, Emma? Did you have a favourite scene?
I just think I liked the character getting sprayed with blood. I also liked although I didn't like the movie overall, there you can always, with creativity, you can always find things that you do like.
Yeah.
And
Tell
I've
us what
never
you really
ever
think,
found
Emma.
creativity. But I did also like the jock running after him. It did feel a bit Home Alone, like Josh says, there as well, because just running around after him.
Yeah.
And then I didn't expect what was going to happen with the bully. I fully expected, after he'd had such a hard time, that he was going to kick the bully's butt.
Yeah.
He just blew someone up. I quite like that, because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting him to really give him a kicking, but he didn't.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. How about you, Kasha?
And just to comment on that, I think it was really funny that the joke did the Jason Voorhees thing when he was chasing Cole. Before I forget to mention that.
He was running, he was going,
he was trying, but it was not quite there. He was trying, he was giving his best. I think one of my favorite scenes was the first kill, because it was it just came out of nowhere. If you've never seen the trailer, which spoils a lot of things, sadly. So if somebody saw the trailer first, they had a different experience watching the movie. If you had not seen the trailer, I think that moment is quite shocking, because they're just kissing, and all of a sudden she kills him in a way that it's not very nice.
Yeah.
And I like that kill because he doesn't die instantly.
Mm.
So it's like they're dragging it, and it's kind of like really disturbing, if you stop to think about it. The guy is
Yeah.
still, kind of conscious when they're
Yeah.
trying to collect the blood from his head. So
Oh,
because that was so messed up, that was one of my
yeah.
favorite scenes.
French like at the moment, wasn't it?
Kasha's like, yeah.
I promise I'm a nice person, okay?
Believe you do.
I just have pleasure in people dying slowly in movies. I need to rejoice.
That's funny.
Oh dear. Well,
Yeah.
funny enough, I did write down that the knives in the head scene was my favourite because I just thought the whole scene. I
Yeah.
remember not seeing the trailer because
Mm.
I am trying more consciously now not to watch trailers so much.
Don't do it.
Because I just find nowadays it just spoils it, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm trying not to. But yeah, so I did really like that scene because I remember when I first watched it and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And then obviously you get all the blood and everything, and all the chaos that pursues after that. But I do like the scene with Alison when she gets shot in the boob. Only because I sound like really horrible, but like only because I just think how she plays it is just like so stereotypically good that like it just makes it better. Just the
Yeah,
way
she's
she's
basically
played
not,
it.
nobody's gonna date me now. My boob is like ruined. And I was like, girl, you have bigger problems right now.
And it's like when someone says to her like, oh, you're gonna bleed out, and she's like, what do you mean I'm gonna bleed out? Can't you stick a tampon in it? I just think she had some of the best lines. I thought, yeah, I can just imagine like a character like her saying these things. So for me,
Yeah.
yeah, that was one of the best. Um, so what are some of your favourite comedy horrors, Kasha?
Oh, I have a lot. Like
Oh,
the funny thing is I don't like comedy horror that much. Most of them just don't hit the spot for me. But I did like Ready or Not. I have a list here. I like Jennifer's Body.
oh
The Cabin
yeah.
in the Woods is one of my favorite movies of all times. Please watch The Cabin in the Woods. I like Happy Death Day, the first one. The
Hmm.
second one,
Yeah.
not that great, but the first one was
Yeah.
good. I like Zombieland, and if you're looking for something new, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies
Mm.
surprise me pleasantly.
Yes.
And
Some
two that most people
Netflix.
don't, yeah, two that most people don't know of is The Voices with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
Watch
Oh
that
okay.
movie.
yeah.
If you've
Forgot
never
about that
seen
film.
that movie, that is peak horror comedy.
Mm.
And
Oh.
Villains. Villains is with Bill Skarsgård. And a lot of people have not seen that movie either. It's very dark humor kind of thing. I think that works best for me. I'm more also of
Mm.
either physical comedy or really dark humor. Like just regular jokes don't do it for me. So that's why a lot of
Mm.
horror comedies just aren't funny for me in general. If you would ask
Mm.
me what was my funniest moment of The Babysitter was actually the cut back to the parents in the hotel. That was the funniest moment for me
Yeah.
because the jokes they don't say anything about what's going on. It's just physical, something that you see,
Yeah.
and that works better for me, like physical comedy or really dark comments. That's
Mm.
why the death scene from the first guy works for me because they're like, hey, this shit is broken, there's no blood coming out, and the guy's just like consciously dying. It's so dark. That works better for me than the regular jokes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, some good recommendations there. How about you, Josh? Any recommendations?
All of the ones that Kasha said, I love all of those films.
Mm.
But like a recent one that I absolutely adore, and I watched it 4 times last year.
Yeah.
Is Lisa Frankenstein,
Oh, I haven't seen that
which
yet.
I think it's
I need to see
on
it.
Now Cinema,
Yeah.
Sky Cinema at the moment, so you can watch it on
Yeah.
there. It's out on Blu-ray as well.
Okay.
But that's just lovely. It's so adorable and gross and funny and heartwarming.
Oh.
Very like Tim Burton, Heathers-esque,
Ooh.
written by Diablo Cody, who wrote Jennifer's
Next body.
Body. So
Oh.
Yes.
it's got some very funny lines in it.
Oh.
It's
Okay. I'm
so
bumping that
good.
that one up the list as well. How about you, Emma? Any horror comedy recommendations?
Yeah, well, Kasha's mentioned quite a lot of them that are great, but also I would like to add an old classic, a really old classic, Brain Dead, directed by Pete Jackson. So
Oh,
we've got to throw a New Zealand director in there because I loved it because it's zombies, but the best part is he picks up a lawnmower to sort of chop them all up, and arms are flying everywhere. So I loved that. When I was a kid and I watched that, I was like, this is absolutely disgusting and brilliant at the same time.
Doesn't the zombie baby use the lawnmower at some point as well?
I need a rewatch. I haven't seen that for years, like absolute years.
I feel like most of
Oh.
the old body horror movies are very comedic, like The Society. I love Society. It's a great movie. Pig horror, body horror movie. I feel like a lot of the older body horror movies are like a comedy in themselves because of the ridiculous.
Yeah.
of those things.
Oh dear. I had on my list like bodies, bodies, bodies because yeah, because that just was just hilarious. Like I just thought I'm not going to give anything away, but I wasn't sold on that film until the ending, and then I was like,
Exactly.
that's it,
That's the
it's
thing.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad I stuck it out because we did almost give up. So I was like, oh, this I'm not sure. Yeah, but then we stuck it out, and that now it's like one of my top. I'm like, it's amazing what a good ending can do.
Yeah.
Obviously, Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah.
which Emma mentioned earlier. And I also wrote down, this is one of mine and my brother's favourites from when we was younger, House.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
I
that's
don't know
fun. Yeah.
whether is that actually meant to be a horror comedy? I'm guessing it is because we watched it when we was very young, and we was like, I used to be scared of the little hand like crawling out of the grave or whatever it was that crawls out of the grave. But yeah, back in the day when I was younger, I didn't find it funny, but I rewatched it last year or the year before, and like I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, and you know what else,
Absolutely
Shelley?
brilliant.
Did you see The Leprechaun when you were younger?
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and
I don't think
Troll.
that's meant to be a comedy though. It's just funny.
So that's meant to be like a serious film, but we find it funny. What about
But it's funny.
Troll though? You know Troll?
Yeah.
When it goes,
Yeah.
troll,
Yeah,
troll,
yeah.
troll, 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 troll. Is that meant to be a comedy or a serious film? I'm not
You could
sure.
say.
And Critters
I think Killer Clowns
as
from Outer
well.
Space as well.
Critters.
Is that supposed to be a comedy or is that
Which,
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
oh
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
That's
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
that's gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, Critters. I don't know
Critters.
whether
Yeah.
that's meant to be.
Love critters.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bride of
I'll just
Chucky.
read. Oh yeah, Bride of Chucky.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'll just read some of these. Karen, maybe the bully was a nerdy kid previously and became a jock on Wish One. Hence, he's all for Cole kicking the bully's butt before and allowing him. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. RJ Bland said trailers do suck. Yeah. I'm just trying so hard not to watch. Like Kev will go to me, oh, look at this trailer. Look at, I'm like, no,
I'm
not
against
watching
trailers.
them.
I don't watch them.
Thing. Andre said, this is what you get when you blend romance and horror. RJ Bland said, Cabin in the Woods rocks. I need to rewatch that because
It's fantastic.
like I don't know whether to say this. I didn't get it. Like the first time I watched it, I didn't understand it. And like, so I've never watched it again because I was like, I'm not sure I understood. Shall we say? I wonder what that was. That made me jump.
It's a critter.
Oh no. Yeah, so I need to rewatch that with a different viewpoint because I think
Shelley,
I don't know.
call me because otherwise our friendship subscription is going to be cancelled before the end of the year.
But yeah, I just don't know. Maybe like at that time I wasn't in the mood. I don't know, but it just went over my head a little bit. So I don't remember that much about it really. So I'll give that a rewatch. I'm sure I will like it. Karen said I mentioned this movie to Shelley earlier, but Tucker and Dale versus Evil is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really
Andrea said I second bodies. Yeah. Karen said The Voices is brilliant, so funny. I've not seen that.
No, I haven't.
You have to.
Yeah.
Very dark.
Yeah, I'll.
It's got Anna Kendrick in it. It's got
Oh, has it?
it's got somebody like that in it.
I think
I think so.
it's
Oh,
Anna Kendrick, maybe, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, and Ryan Reynolds
Mm.
plays the main character, I think. Yeah, I
oh,
have it in
okay.
DVD somewhere because I liked it a lot, so I got it in DVD.
I'm gonna check that out. RJ Bland said I was prepared to hate bodies, but I liked it. Yeah,
Troll,
definitely.
troll, troll, troll bodies.
Troll. I know. It's too much repetition. Is it onomatopoeia? No, that's
Yeah.
not onomatopoeia. Ooh!
Oh no,
Got my
that's alliteration.
oh.
Troll, troll, troll. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, one of them. Melina said Shelley, let's add Lisa Frankenstein to our watch list. So yeah, me and Melina have got like a little list on the go of films that we're watching. So definitely, Karen said yes. Lisa Frankenstein was awesome and cute. Like Warm Bodies was funny. That's another one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Nicholas Hoult.
Yes.
Andrea said the coffee table is very funny. Yeah,
It's a Spanish movie. It's hard to find it online.
Yeah. RJ Bland said, "Oh yes, Severance is a good British horror comedy. Yeah, that's a good one. That is." And Andrea said, "Of course, you have Addams Family Values in the Wednesday series. Yeah." Dark Mark writing said, "House is great," and Tommy Ross from Carrie. Yeah, so good. Me and my brother were obsessed with that film when we was younger. Yeah, Critters with Leonardo DiCaprio and the baked beans.
Yeah. Critters 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So my final question then, and then we'll wrap up. But if you had to describe this film to someone, now I think this is an Emma question.
Oh God.
If you had to describe this film to someone to recommend it to, what would you say?
Oh God.
Emma, is that
Um,
hard? Emma's like, piece of crap.
I would probably say, get drunk. Watch it drunk.
Wow.
No, I think you'll love it. You'll probably freak yourself out. But I think probably Home Alone. If Home Alone was a horror,
Yeah.
I would say probably that would be what I would tell.
Yeah.
Home Alone was a horror. This is what it would be.
Yeah, I like that. How about you, Kasha?
Girl next door becomes the babysitter of an insecure nerd 12-year-old boy. And one night, he discovers she has a secret and has to grow balls overnight in order to survive.
Wow, very good. Like that one.
I'm not spoiling the plot twist,
No.
if you notice.
Yeah.
And how about you, Josh?
I've got something similar to Emma. I would call it Home Alone with homicide.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Homicide alone.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like
And
the girl next door, also kind of Home Alone and horror. Because if you've seen it, there was this movie, I think, I don't know if it was from the early 2000s, The Girl Next Door, I think. And it was this blonde bombshell of a neighbor from this guy. So the movie kind of starts like that, and then it just becomes like a Home Alone horror movie.
Yeah, because
Girl Next Door's
the
really
Girl Next Door had
Alicia
the girl out of
Cuthbert.
24. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And don't they try? They get. Isn't she a porn star or something? That's a very weird film.
Oh,
I think there was something like that. Yeah,
they get her to star in a porn film to make some money for their school or something. It's really weird.
Oh yeah, I think you're right, Josh. I remember that now. Yeah, it was a bit weird, but I might rewatch it just for giggles. But yeah, I would just say, just go into it open-minded. Don't watch the trailer and just sit there like open-mouthed and shocked.
Ready for blood.
Yeah, but I had fun rewatching it. I thought I had a giggle anyway, so that was nice on a Sunday morning. Well, guys, Karen's put, I describe this film as a film that Karen can watch. Yeah, Karen. Karen, that's it now. You've got to watch all the films this year.
Challenge.
Wait till you see what we're doing next month.
I mean, 1 month you have to do the cabin in the woods and invite me because I need to have a
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah,
I need to defend my
definitely.
movie. Yeah.
Just for context, the first time, well, one of the first times, oh no, you weren't on the chat, were you? But you was in the comments, I think, Kasha, when we watched 13 Ghosts. And
Oh
Kasha was like,
God.
Yeah, I love
yeah,
that movie
it's
so
one of my
much.
favourite movies. And we was all like, we hated it.
Distasteful. You guys have no taste.
Oh dear, there was elements we liked, but yeah, I always
Yeah.
remember like
I
Kasha
love
was
that
in
movie so much.
Kasha was in the comments and she was like, "How could you guys?"
The
Oh.
level of disrespect in this chat.
Oh, so yeah, it would be
Yeah.
really, really cool and interesting to do
Yeah.
cabin in. Is it
Yeah,
In the
cabin in
woods.
the woods? Yeah,
Yeah.
cabin in the woods.
I'll be keen on that.
See if I've yeah, we'll definitely do it, and then I'll hopefully change my mind on it. Sharon said 13 Ghosts is one of my
You
faves. Yeah.
see, Sharon
One of your
understands me.
favourite bad movies.
Excuse me. I gotta go, guys.
Just stop now.
Oh well,
I'm getting
thanks.
uncomfy.
Oh dear, bless. Oh, well, thanks, guys. This has been like super fun. Thanks for joining us, and
Happy
do
New
check
Year.
out. Yes, Happy
Yeah,
New
happy
Year,
New
our first
Year.
movie chat of the new year. But do check out the brilliant Kasha's
Oh,
horror
thank
tube channel. Our
you.
very very special guest. I'll put a little link up as well. Sharon said you go off, people.
Oh, that's
Check
not
out
like
Josh's
you,
book.
Kasha.
Yeah, check out Josh's book. So Shadow Glass, Burn the Negative, and the Heads Will Roll, which is super cool
Thanks, guys.
cover. And do check out Emma's got some brilliant short stories in here, and he's doing very exciting things behind the scenes. So yeah, so do check out those as well. But yeah, thanks guys, and thanks everyone in the comments as well, and well done, Karen. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see you next month for another movie
See you
chat.
soon.
Bye,
See
guys.
you
Bye-bye.
soon. They can't see what we're doing, Josh.
No, they can't, can they?
We're poking our finger to the
What are you
camera like. No, it's not working, Josh. Yeah! Right, we'll show you later. Right, see you
Bye,
later.
guys.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye.